Hello and welcome to an INB382 demo video on how to create your first project. We're just going to set up what we see here in front of us is a normal mapped oil drum. Not an exciting thing, but it still shows just how to set up various aspects of the pipeline to work inside of Unity. So without further ado, I'm just going to crash this, or scratch this, though we might get a crash because for some reason Unity's got a bug in here, but we'll get to that. I'm just going to create a new project. I'm going to call it Unity Project 3. Actually, no, I'll call it My First Project 3. You've got an example of this in your in the Subversion server for the unit. So if you look inside the Unity demos, you'll see there's a My First Project available, all ready to go, but you don't create it from scratch. So this is why I'm showing this to you in this video. Well, a diskety and thinkety thinks. We will continue to see. So the whole idea is that in this unit, you're not using the default shaders from Unity. You are actually going to have to create things yourself. So you're going to see the source code. The source code is a simplified version of probably the standard shaders that you see in Unity, but this will be where you will increase your knowledge by doing all the work from scratch. Alrighty, so first of all, Unity seems to be a bit buggy on doing a few things here, so we might get a crash in here. Anyway, I'll persevere. So going into, we need to create a oil drum inside the environment, and I've cunningly placed on the desktop an oil drum content folder with a Collada oil drum ready to install. There it is, with its own material. Note this, appearances are based upon materials. So it comes with its own material tied to the polygonal geometry, which is here. And I'm going to place the polygonal geometry nicely so that it's going to appear appropriately in the scene. Get rid of all the other strangeness. Change the main camera so that it's not so far away, and then there you have it. You have yourself a oil drum with this particular appearance. Note, it's black. The reason it's black is because it doesn't have associated light sources from Unity. I'm not going to use the Unity's light sources. I'm going to add my own shader, and that shader will implement a lighting pipeline of its own accord. In order to do that, we need to import some new assets. So first of all, I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call it Resources. And then in Resources, I'm going to import some new assets. Now this is where I had a crash before, so we will see what happens when I import the oil drum normal. Yep, worked fine. So that's the normal map. Just a quick note, we tell it that this texture is a normal map so that the shader architecture knows what to do with it. Keep that in mind. If your normal maps are not working, there may be some issues with how they're stored and so forth. Anyway, I'll just bring back the bumpiness, otherwise we'll end up with a very lumpy oil drum. And the other component we need, so that's just our oil drum. Now we need our decal, or our color texture for our oil drum. Blah, blah, blah. Here's another JPEG. Now this is where it crashed before. No, it was happy to do that. All right, so we now have the oil drum and the oil drum normal map stored in a nice resource directory. I choose the resources directory because that's what the script shows, but we'll get to that. So I now also have to import the actual program that does the visual appearance, and that's a shader. It's called normalmapping.shader. Ha ha ha. If we double click on that, we'll see there's a program. This program is written in a language called CG, and this is what you're going to learn this semester. So that's the normal mapping shader. In addition to that, we need a script. This script will be used to control the parameters to the shader. Now, you've used scripts before, probably to write your own Unity games animation logic, but here, this one in particular doesn't do any animating, but if we have a look at it, just double click on it, we will see that it controls some parameters which are passed to the shaders. And note that you control the shader parameters using the render and material and a set of sets and get operations on the parameters. So this is the script which we apply to the object, and here's the shader which will be a part of the material. So the way you manage them in Unity is to, first of all, we need to apply these to their various components. So as I said before, materials are what control material appearance. So we'll just drop the shader into the material directory. And here's our material for the oil drum, which was imported from the collada file that we had. So what we do is, though, to activate it here, we drop the shader onto that material, and already we see a change. So have a look down here, we look at the object in the editor, it's starting to show some signs of being a bit different. This is because, as you can see a bit of lighting there, this is because it's implementing the normal mapping, but it's lacking some parameters that are key to it. That's provided by the script that I showed you. And what it does is it tells the script, tells the system to load from the resources the normal map and the texture and light it with the material, this thing here, in order to get the correct visual appearance. So, as you probably already know, we just drop the script onto the game object, and lo and behold, there is our object with its final appearance. And we can see there that this just implements a simple normal mapping procedure, so it's nothing special. You usually just drop and drag this stuff. But the key thing here to note is that we've created this from scratch. All those files we can edit ourselves, and we can modify in order to change the appearance of the object. Now, okay, so this is just a first version, no programming involved, just dropping and dragging. So for the rest of the semester, we're going to delve into actually how these shaders work and how we can use them to control the visual appearance of our games. But anyway, that is my first project for the unit INB382. Thank you very much.